Alright, wonderful people, lovers of freedom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome back to Let's Talk TV, your one and only YouTube platform where they're giving a back-to-back update on how things they be, on how things they shall for Biafra land. Yes, my people, yes, if you're joining us for the first time, remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications too. Also remember to like and share this broadcast as it is hot. Alright, my wonderful people, the latest one with the boss brains right now. They say, yes, Zoo Police has invaded the principal of Stars of Nation School. Yes, accusing him of being involved with a bad governance protest. Yes, saying that he was involved with financing terrorism. Yes, my people, that is what they are calling the protest that was made. My people, these Zoo people, they off me, because me, I know come, they understand. Your people are coming out to protest because of how they are suffering, and you are calling it, you're calling it terrorism. You're calling what they did terrorism, saying that this so-called principal financed terrorism. My people, if you look at it, this is the same kind of thing that happened during when Boko Haram started giving issues, and the indigenous people of Biafra also came out and did a protest during that time, and they left Boko Haram, that was actually a known terrorist group, and decided to name Biafra movement, or IPOB, a terrorist group. And people, look at it and look at what has just weigh the same thing that happened then and weigh the same thing that is happening now. You will just come to find out that it is the same thing. It is the same people that they are dealing with. They change government or they change authority, but it's the same set of people, the same kind of mindset, the same cabal that is still in power at the moment. That is just the truth of the matter. Okay, so coming from the Sahara Reporter, they said here that it has been reported that the school administrator had been invited by the Office of the Deputy Commissioner of Police Intelligence Response Team, IRT, Department of Force Intelligence, over allegations of criminal conspiracy, terrorism, financing, and treasonable felony, subversion, and cybercrime. All these things just because of someone is linked to supporting or financing the end bad governance. That is just it. Okay, the Nigerian police have invaded the house of principal of Stars of Nation Schools in Nasarawa State, Mrs. Helene Batubo, in connection with end bad governance protests. It was reported that the school administrator had been by the Office of the Deputy Commissioner of Police Intelligence Response Team, IRT, Department of Force Intelligence over allegations of criminal conspiracy, terrorism, financing, and treasonable felony, subversion, and cybercrime. The invitation, detailed in an official letter, required the school principal to appear for an interview on Tuesday, August 20th, 2024, at the IRC complex in Guzapi in district. It says here that on Tuesday, it was reported that the Batubo is a stepdaughter of Mr. Andrew, who owns the school and runs the bookshop on the second floor of the Nigerian Labour Congress, which is in Abuja. So, the bookshop, along with other rooms in the building, was raided by the security agents, who carted away some materials, claiming that the materials were used to incite and organize the ongoing bad governance protests in the country. It just lets you know that when the PM Ekpa said that Igbos should avoid joining, Biafrans should avoid joining this thing, they come the para say why PM Ekpa go they call that kind of thing. Why is he saying to look at the results? Look at the result that these people are looking for who to arrest after when people came out to protest is now a bad thing. To come out and speak for yourself is now a bad thing. Ha! My people, they shock me. If you know they shock you now, they shock me. He says here that it was reported that the police raided the house of the school principal, and coming from the sources, they said they have invaded the house of the principal of the Stars of Nation Schools in connection with the end bad governance protests. They invited them and they sent a letter that next week they will come, but they burgled the house. Rather, let's say they said that they would come next week, but instead they now came the day they sent the same letter They came, in fact, they did not come the day they sent the letter, rather, but they came before when they said they would actually come to raid. And that is just the truth of the matter. They would always trick you and say something else and do whatever they would want to do at the end. That is just what these people are known for. That is what they would always do. Because, of course, they would not want people to be caught. Yes. So he says here also, one of the things we've gotten is that this set of things that are happening, we should just know that it should be taken into record that these things are fully done just because of the things that concern the Biafra movement. And people, let us be aware of these things and be very, very wary. Avoid anything that PM tells us to avoid, because this is the result. This is just the result of it. Okay, anyway, na so it be, na so it hot, my people. As the hot we have a big news coming, big news voice notes recording coming soon, immediately after I'm done. And my people, listen carefully. It is connected with the Biafra movement and everything that we've been fighting for. Listen attentively. Yes, thank you.
The zoo, which is going to send, signal to the entire world that the people of this very area, the people from this area, have not only rejected the zoo, but also let the zoo know how important, how significant, how they cherish their freedom, how important it is to be free, to have freedom, to be free from from slavery. So for us to abandon the zoo Independence Day celebration is another shocker. It's going to be another shocker to the zoo, to Tinubu, to the ministers, to the governors, to every single thing that represents Nigerian state in in the world at large, not just in Biafra land or in Nigeria, but at worldwide. So please, it is very, very important that our people get this message. The reason why we will boycott anything that has to do with the zoo independence is because we are no longer Nigerians. Therefore, we cannot celebrate Nigeria. And more importantly, as far as the zoo is concerned, the zoo represents death. I want you to listen. The Nigeria state as it stands today represents death. And we cannot celebrate our death. Nigeria has murdered our people, buying our people, and they keep on buying our people on a regular basis. In fact, this is now a routine thing. They have murdered our people on regular basis. Therefore, the zoo itself represents death, and we cannot afford to celebrate our own, passing away. We can't celebrate our own unaliving. Let me use the word they use on TikTok. Are you paying attention? So, when you see something which is, destroying your life, the only option you have is to stay away from it. That is the only option you have. to stay away from it completely. Because failure to stay away from it, you may not even live to regret it. You may not live to regret it. So there is no any celebration within Biafra land tomorrow. Now, I want to play this very video just to remind the zoo, had it been that they listened to this very man 7 years ago, this very issue wouldn't have gotten to this very level that it is today.
It's spiritual. You can't fight an ideology with gun and bullet. Let me explain this. Sit down before we pray. I'm worried. Some people want to fight an ideology. How do you fight an ideology? An ideology is like a spirit. You can't fight an ideology. You can't use gun and bullet to stop an ideology. The way to deal with an ideology, you engage it with wisdom. The only bullet that can kill an ideology is the bullet of knowledge. Wisdom. Wisdom. The only way to deal with the ideology is to go back to the founder of the ideology and reprogram the ideology and stand at the central processing unit of the ideology and make sure it is rightfully corrected. If you remove the leader, have you removed the ideology? There are more crazy Nnamdi Kanu that will come up after Nnamdi.
The zoo, did you hear that? The Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, did you hear that? If you remove Nnamdi Kanu, there are more people crazier than Nnamdi Kanu who will come up. How many of you remember one idiot that called himself prophet? One idiot that called himself a prophet, who was making a video a couple of months ago when there was a rumor of release of Nnamdi Kanu, when the governors were parabolating, gallivanting all over the places, claiming to have or to go and meet Tinubu for him to release Nnamdi Kanu to them. One idiot came out and claimed to be a prophet. He said that Simon Ekpa is parasite 1, Nnamdi Kanu is parasite 2. So you cannot release parasite 2 without parasite 1. How many of you remembered it? How many of you saw that video? Although sometime in the past, I also told you that the man was correct. Although he claimed to be a prophet, or claimed to be, speaking prophetically, but there is nothing like prophecy there. It has absolutely nothing to do with prophecy. It's true. That is the truth. That is the truth. Cancer 1 and Cancer 2, which is going to, tagidezu, tapiaya, tabunyanya, mad people everywhere, mokoko. Is it parasite or cancer? I don't remember. Either parasite or cancer, he said. Cancer 1, Cancer 2, parasite 1, parasite 2, whatever. Is going to eat the zoo until the zoo is finished. I concur. It is true. Cancer 1 and Cancer 2, or parasite 1 and parasite 2, whatever. You understand? So, now, if the zoo, if they were told, when they were busy spending billions of worthless naira to lay their filthy hands on Nnamdi Kanu, the man that Chukwokikabiama blessed. And they thought it was going to end there. They thought it was going to end there. Somebody's asking me if I mean Primate Ayodele. No, it's not Ayodele. That one, you made me even call the name of some irrelevant idiots. Not even that one. Not that one that called himself Primate Ayodele or whatever he called himself. There's another one. I don't remember his name. Somebody can remind me on comment section because I know that many of you watched the video. It's just recently. And forget those names they are answering. Primate, the pastor, prophet, all those nonsensical. None of them is primate. None of them is pastor. None of them, I said, none of them is prophet. None, not even one person. None of them. If there is a true, prophet in the zoo, there are not more than one person. So forget those Oka Fanebu Wanketa. Prophet Ikuru, I think it sounds like that. Somebody said Prophet Ikuru. Maybe your Koko. So it's not a prophecy, it's reality. As they have grabbed the cancer one, even in their own custody, is eating them up. Is eating them up in their own custody. And they haven't dealt with it. They are busy looking for cancer too. You see? So, this very man, Iginla, who was advising the zoo many years ago, if you ask me, I will still tell you that there is nothing like prophecy there. This is not against Iginla. It's not against him. There is nothing like prophecy there. Because even the layman, even the little baby who was knowledgeable enough to understand what was going on as at that time can, picture the future. I'm saying a little baby, a newborn baby who was aware, who has the ability to know what was happening as at that time, could have been able to picture the future. So it has nothing to do with, prophecy, but I am not against Iginla because every single thing he said on this video and the other one he was saying dialogue now were all true. Were all true. Not prophecy, because even as at then, somebody who does not claim to be a prophet would have known, what is going to happen.
They are just hiding under him. The only way to kill this is not by gun and bullets. It's by engaging with proper dialogue, with knowledge and wisdom.
Now, on their own side, the one Nigerianists, on their own side, they are telling the zoo to dialogue with the Biafra agitators, Mazinam Dekano, in order to settle him, and Nigeria continues the way it is on their own part. Because I watched another of his video. I don't know if he's here. I don't know if that part is also here. There's another of his video. He said that he is not in support of the breakup of Nigeria because he's a full Nigerian. He said it. Iginla said it. You understand me? So now, a prophecy does not come as as a probability or under probability. Prophecy does not come with probability. Yes, I think that is the right word. Prophecy does not come, can never come with probability. It is not possible. Prophecy will come, boom, and tell you this is what God said, and this is what is going to happen. So time, so day. Because when you talk about prophecy, that means God is speaking. It does not come with probability. It does not come with assumption. You understand me? Prophecy is the word of God that says this is what is going to happen. And there is no any other solution because it's going to happen. It is only one place in the Bible that I saw that God said somebody is going to die. The person went to face wall and started crying to God, and God extended his age. Only one place. Every other places you talk about prophecy, it is one thing. Once they say this is what is going to happen, it will happen. Right? That is prophecy. It does not come with alternative. There is no any alternative for prophecy. This is something that people do not know. No alternative for prophecy. No, it doesn't have alternative. If God has told any man of God, I'm not talking, this is not for Iginla. I'm not here to criticize Iginla. Get it right, please. When God tells any prophet, any of his child, go and tell whoever that is the president of the zoo that the zoo will disintegrate. It is like that. It is done and dusted. There is nothing will make the zoo not to disintegrate, just as God has told his prophet, Mazen Amdekano. Now, the same way God told his prophet that the zoo will break. And since then, Mazen Amdekano has remained consistent, knowing fully well that that word that his father told him, that same word God told him will come to pass. That's why he is standing firm in his conviction that a time is fast approaching where the zoo will come to an end, because his father had told him. It doesn't come with assumption or probability. No. It's not that God say you should go and have dialogue with us so that the zoo should not break. There is nothing like, no. There's nothing like, actually, to be honest with you as a spiritual man that I am, there is absolutely nothing like that. God does not give assumption or alternative to his word. No. So let's continue. But remember, the bone of contention here is that if the zoo listened to this man and called for dialogue on our own favor, which is to know, to officially demarcate, to officially divide, to officially share our boundaries with the zoo, it would have been easier for them without this, the so-called, what they call today, violent agitation. It wouldn't have gotten there. It wouldn't have gotten there. So their own dialogue is different from our own dialogue. I don't know if you're paying attention. That's why we don't criticize them. Somebody like Iginla, we don't criticize him. We take our own, the one that favors us, and we leave them with their own. Their own dialogue is to call their agitators and settle them, talk to them, calm them down, settle with them, and then the country moves on. That is their own dialogue. Our own dialogue is different. We are thinking, or we are coming from a different direction. Our own dialogue is to tell us, okay, you guys have drawn your map, you know your borders, okay, let us make it official. Boom, everybody goes their separate ways. That is our own dialogue, and that is where we stand. You understand? So that's why I said we take the one that is beneficial to us and we leave their own, instead of us to criticize him. Let's continue.
This cry we are hearing here is not a cry of children, it's a cry of adults. The only way, I am not an advocate that Nigeria should separate, God forbid.
Good. Now, wow. To be honest with you, when I got this video recently, I think it was yesterday, or I've watched the video before. But when I got this particular one that I'm playing now, I didn't listen, I didn't watch it till this moment. But I knew that this same man of God, at a point, there's a time he said he is not for Nigeria's breakup because he's a full-blooded Nigerian. And it's not even up to 1 minute. Boom. Let's listen again. So remember, I have made it clear that this analysis is not against Iginla. At least he tried. He tried to speak up than others, other criminals who are parading themselves as pastors in the zoo. Even bigger than him. Some bigger criminals. So he's even better than some other bigger, armed robbers who use Bible and microphone to deceive our people.
No. I am not an advocate that Nigeria should separate, God forbid. No. But I'm saying the best way to handle this, listen to the cry of the children. Sit down. Everything is not gun and bullet. When you take the leader away, okay, take the leader away. The next, how many people are on the street? Do you know how many spirit of Biafra have entered people? Do you know how many? Do you know how many millions are carrying the spirit of Biafra around? So if you kill the leader or you take the leader away, can you take the spirit from everybody?
Never.
Ojukwu is not here, but Biafra is alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ideology. The man who started it has left. Before he left, he kept quiet and lived peacefully and left. But the generation that have come have picked it up. And it's even worse than his own now. And they are engaging it with knowledge.
And when this man said this, he said, and even worse than now, than as it is before. When this man said, we are talking about 7 to 8 years ago, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was detained, illegally detained in Kuje, when he was actually arrested in Lagos State, airport, international airport, Murtala Mohammed, airport hotel. So that is when this man was making these utterances, telling them that it is not about gun and bullets. And remember, that time we were not armed. IPOB members were being mauled on a daily basis. We were not armed. The zoo were having their field day. Anytime they hear protest from IPOB, boom, they have come to suck blood that day. That day they have come to suck blood. And we were not armed. This man was telling them this thing, that even now, it is now even worse than Ojukwu them time. He was saying it, he never knew that we will be armed someday. And this is just 7 to 8 years ago. Right? 2017. 2017. Right? So, even he himself wasn't aware that the word he said that time in the name of prophecy will even go beyond
working with
what
Ifa.
he said.
When I exposed him in the year 2021, I told you that he is the Ifa Nyoba campaign manager.
So if the
I don't
Jew,
know if you know, let me just do a brief referendum to know how many old people are here,
of
how
what
many
is
old
going
timers
to be happening today.
Not here. Do you remember when I exposed this criminal and I
even though
told
they want to
the whole
accept
world
it
that
as a
he
prophecy,
is the
no
campaign
problem.
manager of Ifanyoba, and I showed you
The generation that have come
a
have picked it up,
that he's
and it's
using
even
to
worse than
campaign
his
for
own now.
Ifanyoba.
And they are
How many
engaging
of
it
you
with
remember?
an
Just be sincere. I want to know
knowledge.
the old timers here.
So the best way to deal with this is not gonna bullet. Not gonna bullet.
Ease Money, instant loan online.
The revolutionists, the first thing they will do, they will pass
today.
the idea and impregnate their followers. The only way to stop it is to stop them before they impregnate the followers. When the followers are impregnated,
today, you get more followers on Instagram
all of
without
them are
posting.
carrying pregnancy. They will soon deliver to other children. If you have 2 million Biafra, you already have 4 million Biafra, because they are selling the ideology. And now I don't have a problem. But what my own concern is that you don't take woman's life. The best way to do that, you engage them in the ideology. If you feel the ideology is not correct, you dialogue. You sit down with them. If dignifying them will make them feel important, then do that.
Did you get that? That's why I told you we take our own and leave them with their own. He said, if dignifying them will make them important, then do that. So that what will happen, so that the country will continue. But we are not here for that. We are not here for that. We do not need anybody to dignify us. No. Hold your dignity or whatever they call it. Hold it. Eat it. Bath with it. Sleep with it. Eat it. That you may be belly full. We don't need your dignity or dignifying.
Here,
whatever.
Susie's tips to
We don't need it.
I must hear.
Let us go and build our own dignity in our own home.
And I will mention your name. I will call you.
As a free nation. As a free people.
That name looks familiar. Emmanuel Eyebo.
That is
Emmanuel,
the most
I think that
important
name
thing
also
to
is
all
familiar.
of us.
Ogo, of course, is familiar. Charity
We
Simon,
know how to build
Tony
dignity.
Wobodo,
We are Biafrans. Nobody can
Jemima,
teach
of
us how
course,
to
is a
build,
familiar name.
how to build
Chairman
integrity or dignity.
Mbahotu, of course.
We know it better than every other person. We know
okay, Cliff Ibe, of course.
we know
okay,
it.
okay, I can see.
Go and check record.
I'm not alone here.
We have more men of integrity and dignity all over the world.
We are
go
many
and
here.
check record.
Go and do your own research. You are welcome.
So we know how to make them. We know how to build a name. We know how to build dignity. We know how to build integrity.
We are many. All right, we have to continue.
So
now, this
Fulani cannot come from Fota Jalon
this Okoko
to give us dignity.
Was campaigning for Ifanyoba with a fake account,
or
which I exposed him.
Controlled by the Fulani.
He came
Bambiala
out.
And
He
Boko
came
Haram
out.
has no capacity to give us integrity.
Boom. I watched a video where he said he was exposing me, telling Soludo to use my voice to track me. He claimed that I am the same person with the boy they called, what's the name of that guy?
Have what it takes to do.
What's the name of that guy? There's that guy, he said that I'm the same person with that guy that I am
we
disguising.
have what it takes to
he said I'm
build the
disguising
dignity.
with that guy.
That's why
that
they
guy.
are fighting. They don't want us to
I hope I remember his name.
Because they don't want to be relevant. They don't want to be seen as irrelevant people.
By force. See,
No.
It's not me. My name is I am not this person.
Is this person doing this? How comes he is the one seen as as somebody who is so much important? How comes he's the one? How